Hey everybody, it's Marty. Answering questions today on video. It's a lot of fun. I love doing this. I've been doing this and I haven't been putting them out on YouTube, and I just left a marker, so I'm going to grab that. Been mainly doing this for private teams, and I'm going to start putting these out to my entire list now so that you can see it. A couple of things that just random questions that I'm getting that I've been answering on these series of videos. One of them was around time. I don't have time. I constantly keep hearing that. I don't have time, don't have time, don't have time. And I get it. Busy, job, kids, other stuff going on, family stuff. Totally get it. How you start to adjust your time really makes a difference in how you're going to build a business. So the one thing I want to kind of get out, actually not kind of, just get out, is time. Where do I find the time? And there's a couple of different ways, and everybody that's watching this is going to be a little bit different. But let's just say everybody here is working, and they work 9 to 5, and they're just strictly working those hours. Now, I know most people are going to be working many more hours than that. That's the reality of life with your job, but let's just, for argument's sake, this is where it is. What I did when I first got started is I just blocked off my entire week. I blocked off basically 1 hour a day. That's the start, 1 hour a day. Find that 1 hour. Now, the reason I say just block off 1 hour doesn't mean that this business or anything else that you ever do is just going to take an hour a day. What it means is if you can find that 1 hour, I bet you can find 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or 8, and you just commit to that time. So what I did was took 1 hour. For me, it was easy to do in the morning, get up a half hour early. I used to get up at 6:30, I got up at 6. And when I got up at 6:30, I would usually get on the treadmill for about a half hour, 45 minutes, take a shower, go to work. So when I first got started, what I did was I got up at 6 in the morning. I got set up with audio. So I would take a course that I was learning, and I would listen to that course while I was walking on the treadmill. But instead of doing it for just 45 minutes, I did it for a solid hour from 6 to 7. So I still got my exercise in, but I also got my learning in. And that was just 1 hour. Okay? That's how I started. I started taking the 1 hour in the morning, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to take an hour at night, because that was pretty easy to integrate in my schedule. So at night, I took another hour, and all I did was right after dinner, sit down, have dinner, and then when I finished, whether it was to say 7:30, from 7:30 to 8:30, that was 1 hour to either read something or learn something or implement something, okay? And that's how I started, with 2 hours. But if you take 2 hours just on 5 days, Monday through Friday, that's 10 hours that you've just put into your business. It's 10 hours that you've just done. What I found pretty quickly on the time thing was if I started making some time, more time became available. Yes, I gave up TV. Other than sports, I gave up TV entirely. I just started. I started my online career basically in 2008, a little bit in 2007. I'm just getting caught up with movies now. Now, I wasn't a hermit. I wasn't, I did watch movies. I did watch some TV. I watched a lot of sports. But I gave up all the rest of the garbage. News, gave up everything. And I just started doing mindset development, personal development, as well as learning online marketing. So, start with 1 hour is what I'm saying. So, right now, as I started that, I did 1 hour in the morning, and I did 1 hour at night. That was my start, okay? And I encourage you to start small at first. Don't try and learn everything all at once. You will blow your mind out, and after 30 days, you're going to be out. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want you around. We want you to start learning this stuff, but you have to put a methodology to it, and you have to stick with it. Did 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. Then I started seeing spots in my schedule during the workday, and I was saying, what about lunch? And that's what I did. During lunch, I started scheduling my lunch, which I never did before. I was in a corporate job, so I always had a lunch somewhere around noon. But I started scheduling it, so it was always 11:45. I went to lunch. Now, I scheduled it, and if I had a meeting or I had a coworker that wanted to come with me, I'd say, no, I have another meeting, I have to prep for this meeting, or I'd have some excuse for them. Now, it does get tough every once in a while, and you do, for your job and everything, you do have to have those lunches if you're in a position like that. But I started doing it, and I would get about 3 to 4 days a week. I would get lunch, noon to 1. So now I had 3 hours. So that was 15 hours during the week that I was getting something done. And what I quickly realized is as I started those little increments and I would master one thing, the hour at night started becoming 2 hours or 3 hours. I'd be on webinars. I would, be calling back prospects. I'd be emailing them, be following up, at lunch or even sometimes in the morning on the way to work. We'll get to that in a second. But that's where I started finding the time. So started doing a morning. We had started 1 hour a.m., 1 hour at lunch, 1 at night. It quickly grew to 3 or 4. We were at 15 hours a week, which is pretty good. And then I started incorporating a couple of things on the weekend. Now, everybody, you need time, you need downtime. Don't try and work 24/7. Done that. It's not healthy and it's not fun. So you need some downtime. So make sure you schedule that. But I started just taking a couple extra hours on Saturday. I basically would just get up early on Saturday, and sometimes Friday night stay up a little bit later. And Saturday from 7 to 10. And you can bump that up. 6 to 9 a.m. is actually pretty good, because what's anybody else doing on Saturday morning? Now, I understand kids things and everything like that, but even if you added just 1 or 2 hours in there, you'd be all good. So think about that, and I'll see you on part 2 of this video.